pissing, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports Coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like pissing, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. I thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shame for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy, then you probably smell the crooked referees or Roger Goodell. Buggy like this, and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Bisson, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Again, I thought it was a good day. I'm gonna give you guys. Yeah, practice 4 in the books. Again, I thought it was a good day. I'm going to give you guys a day off tomorrow. All right, you can kind of get out of the heat a little bit. Man, our guys are pushing through. Proud of them for the way they're out there competing every single day. We still got a lot of things that we've got to get better at, but those guys are really doing a nice job of competing out there. So I'll take any questions you got.
Do you have any updated timetable when you expect Matthew to come back?
I do not.
Obviously, there are certain things you can't evaluate when you don't have the pads on. So what do you focus on in unpadded practices to evaluate guys?
Yeah, we're evaluating guys, how they move around. We're evaluating, do they know what to do? We're evaluating, do they know how to do it? And then we're evaluating whether they can execute it under pressure. And that's really what it's all about. And that won't change a whole lot in the pads. We'll just get a little bit more of a physical element to the game when that goes on. And, you know, I think sometimes when you put the pads on, you know, that ability to know what to do and how to do it kind of gets convoluted a little bit. And so that'll be what we'll kind of be looking for when we get back out there on Monday.
You know, you said yesterday wasn't quite as crisp as you wanted it to be. Was today
I felt much better about today's practice. Man, our guys competed and battled. There was a little bit of back and forth. I think both sides of the ball had some good plays, and both sides of the ball had some things we got to improve on. But I thought this was a good spirited practice. I felt like, you know, usually is when you get the first day with the fans out there. So I thought that was a good thing to have those guys out there.
Coach, offensively, you guys, it seemed like you're working on the ground game. Is that more or less to the running backs reps or offensive line or both?
Just part of the install. It's how it's look. It's just part of the process. You know, so we didn't work a lot on the run game in the spring, so we're getting a little bit more of that as we get in here to training camp.
It seems like Chris Olave popped a couple times today. Just how have you seen him progress since he's been here?
Yeah, I think he's doing a good job. He did show up for me today. I thought that was good to see. Ran some really good routes, caught the ball, you know, did some things with the ball once he had it in his hands. So that was obviously good to see. But, you know, again, now the thing is, do we keep putting those things back to back? And that's what all these young guys got to understand how to do. And I think I think he's mature enough to handle that.
Dennis, along those lines, the bomb to Olave, is that a busted coverage? Because he was like wide open. I know.
Well, look, here's the deal. Okay, so yes, it was. All right, and then number 2 is when the defense makes a mistake, we have to be able to capitalize on it and take advantage of it. And so that was, you know, that's this game that we play. You know, the game that we play really on Sundays, if you want to know the truth, it's a game of mistakes. And the team that makes the fewest of them and the team that can capitalize the most on them is the team that generally wins the game.
Yeah, was Mike Thomas a plan day off today?
Yeah, plan day off. Yeah, good to go. Should be ready to go on Monday.
Obviously, those back-to-back interceptions to start the day was rough opening for Jameis. What did you see from kind of?
I thought he responded the next two plays, and I told him that out on the field. That's what you have to be able to do. This game's not a perfect game played by perfect people, and there's going to be mistakes that are made, and how do you respond to them? I thought he did a nice job of responding.
You all had the fans back out here today. What makes coming to camp in New Orleans unique for Saints fans specifically?
The heat, number one. Look, and I've talked about this before. I think it's really about just the bond between this team and this city. And I think our fans understand how much they mean to us. And we certainly understand how much our fans mean to us. And hopefully, we mean the same to them. I think that's the case, too. So it's kind of a reciprocal deal.
How much are you looking forward to getting these guys in the pads and getting that evaluation Monday?
I think I said this yesterday, but we've had 4 days out in underwear, and now we get to play the game like the game's supposed to be played, and so I'm excited about seeing our guys get out here and play in that environment.
Hey Dennis, what kind of? I know Ramchek's just kind of like taking maybe some time away, but what gives you the confidence to kind of put Landon Young out there and let him get some reps on the first team? I guess we show you kind of your run.
Well, look, I mean, obviously a couple things. I mean, there's depth chart, and he's next on the depth charts and next man up philosophy. There's gonna be some guys, whether it be guys coming off of injury, whether it be guys that maybe a little bit more experienced, that are going to get a little bit of time off, and young guys are going to have to step up in those spots and be able to perform. And so, it's interesting. It's one thing to see, when we're in a 2s versus 2s or 3s versus 3, how a young guy's performing, but then you really get a good evaluation when now all of a sudden they're up against the 1s, or if you're working with the third group, now all of a sudden you're up against the 2s, because that's a competition that you're going to be dealing with on Sundays. So, last year he didn't get a ton of snaps, but the snaps that he did get were pretty good, and so we feel good about where he's at.
All right, that's Dennis Allen, fam. Much love to the fam. Appreciate y'all is joining me for this installment of the Coma. Like I've been saying for some time now, welcome. You're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, where we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports fam. I'm Big Q. I'm in this thing. Much love to the fam. Appreciate each and every last one of you for joining me for this episode of the Coma Saints Camp 2022. It's supposed to be day 4 in this piece. But much love to the fam. Please feel free to hit upon the like button. Hit the hell out the like button to help out the stream. If you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button. Much love to the fam, man. Appreciate y'all. Shout out to T Mama. Thank you, baby. Appreciate you, T Mama. Much love to you, Queen, for your prayers and well wishing. Thank you. All right, big ups to the fam, man. I'm in this thing. And of course, a lot of the family members had an opportunity to kind of do that thing, man, and kind of watch it. We were down at the camp watching things happen, man, and it was pretty cool to see some of the players. I mean, if you want to see some of the coverage that we have, fam, you can feel free to go to the, I think it's the show before this one called TSC. We in the building. We in the building, baby. So we was down there seeing it. You was able to catch glimpses. Alante Taylor, Blake Gillikin, and a few other players that were down there that we had an opportunity to see. My dog Teal. Shout out to my dog Teal, who was down there in the building. Good to see him as well. Much love to my dog Teal. Big ups to the fam. Appreciate y'all joining me for this episode. Much love to the fam. All right, in this one, fam, we're going to go over day number 4 of the Saints camp. Also, I'm going to do a reaction on the Nick Wright comments that was made a day or so ago. I think it was a day ago. DC alerted me to this clip. I had no idea. So I'm going to react to, I don't know if you guys heard the Nick Wright commentary, but I'm going to react to that today on the Coma. So we're going to cover that. We're going to also talk about some injury stuff that occurred. And of course, Kwon Alexander, which I'm not happy about this, that Kwon Alexander signed with the Jets. I really didn't like that. I thought the Saints should have signed him. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you something when I cover the Kwon Alexander stuff that might get your blood boiling a little bit for my Kwon people out there. We'll go over that and also several other news, notes, and items as well for this installment of the Coma. So I hope you guys are having a fantastic Saturday, man, and a fantastic weekend. Much love to the fam. It was really nice to go down there to the camp. It was nice down there. And like I said, shout out to Gail Benson, man, of those Southern Belle. She installed the sprayers and got fans down there. And she did a wonderful job of, making a more enjoyable environment. So I'd like to give a shout out to the Saints people and brass, and not just the people. We know about the Mickeys and the guys and gals, they stick their faces in front of the cameras. But for those who don't, that work behind the scenes, that make it all work, I just want to give you guys a shout out, because it was a wonderful experience seeing for going there and watching it played out. It was fun. A lot of the people enjoying it. They had the second line stuff going, and it was really nice. So I wanted to give a shout out to the Saints organization, especially the people behind the scene, for making it an enjoyable experience, because it's muggy and it's hot, but you have these steel bleachers here, and then a couple years before, they just had the bleachers, and then you just sit out in the sun, and then they covered the bleachers, and then it was, you got off the sun off you, but you were still hot. It was like in the oven. So they installed fans and little sprayers, and it was wonderful, man, how Gail Benson did it for the Whodats to come out and watch their squad just practice. So that was cool. All right, so anyway, much love to the fam. Appreciate you, man. Thank y'all for being here. A big shout out to all of the people as well. I hear you, T Dirty. He said, "Come on, Q." I never heard the Nick Wright thing. I just get my blood pressure. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right, T Dirty. Much love to my dog, T Dirty. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for being here. Kevin Conley, Kai the Great, JT. Much love, brother JT. I see you. Oh, Cooler is in the building. Tori Shepard Sr. What's going on, my friend? Much love. Young City Night Ward's in the building. Pelicans Nola is in the building. Be Kind is in the building. What's up, brother Thomas? Rose City, what's happening, baby? Much love to you. Lori, what's up, Queen? Mr. Pops 3000, what's happening? Brother Doug's in the building. Poppy 504, what's happening? T Mama, once again, much love to you, Queen. Brother Larry's in the building. Who that Dana? What's up, Queen? Millie 2 Ill, what's happening, fam? Appreciate you. Who that to all you guys out there for being here. Once again, my dog Teal. Brandon in the building as well. Big ups to you, 504 Cole, and the rest of the fam, man. If I didn't get your name, I see your Ant-Man, Demetrius, Normal Guy. What's up, fam? Big ups to you. Who else we got chiming in his thing as well? Godfidence, I got you, fam. Much love to you as well. Appreciate you. Brother Pat Rich, I see you, fam. The Truth Hurts is in the building as well. Much love to all you guys, man. Appreciate you. Tramal, I see you, brother. Appreciate you as well. Shout out to my dog. Tramal, New Orleans native. Who that to you, fam? Appreciate you. Brother Jared at OG's in the building. Brother Ivan, I see you, brother. Much love to you. Bro, what's up, Morgan? Who that to you, fam? Nola Balls, who that to you? Big ups to all the fam, man, in this thing, man. Appreciate each and every last one of you. Brother Jerome, I see you, fam. Much love to you. Appreciate you, cuz. Margie Vion, what's up, fam? Eugene, I see you, fam. T Dirty, much love, fam. Appreciate you. All right, fam. So let's just hit the like button, fam, as we get ready to jump in to a brief summation that's provided by our good friends at the Saints Wire. They covering the scoop. And here it is, Saints camp takeaways. Jameis Winston. Of course, Jameis struggled, man, in this camp right here. He had a crisp couple of days, and then, of course, it kind of normalized itself. And, of course, this is when you're supposed to throw interceptions in camp as well. Shout out, Normal Guy. I see you, fam. Appreciate you. And this is part of the game, fam. If you want to see mistakes made, you want to see them made in practice. Remember, we are beings that learn by way of errors. That's how we fix ourselves, improve, and whatnot. This is how we do it. So, if Jameis making mistakes in practice, I'm cool with him making it in practice, learning the speed of the game. He been out for a while. You got to understand what you got to do, and you got to make sure you provide just an extra look and not stare guys down, not be baited into throws, stuff like that. You just got to be careful. But anyway, here's the takeaways. Chris Olave is Chris Olave is absolutely terrific, not just on and off the field. Let me tell you something, bro. And ladies, Bottom line is Chris Olave stayed on the field well after all of the guys had left and went into the locker room. He was out there signing autographs, and shout out to him. Shout out to Blake Gilligan. Shout out to Romo, the backup punter. Shout out to brother Eric Wilson is his name. I want to say the brother's name, Eric Wilson, the linebacker who has an opportunity, a veteran. Shout out to him. Shout out to Jameis, who was out there late signing autographs as well. And a lot of those guys had completely went inside, and those men stood out there in the hot sun, going all the way around, signing as many autographs as they could. So shout out to you guys. Appreciate you. And the Who Dat Nation loves you and thanks you for your contribution and keeping it keeping it a buck. You know what I'm saying? That was awesome. Mark, what's up, Mark? Big ups to you, fam. Appreciate you. All right, let's get into day 4, fam. This is provided by our dog, Ross Jackson, is in the building. Day 4, New Orleans Saints training camp provided the biggest highlights of the week thus far. Today's practice may not have had pads, but still it provided a new element to the fans in the team's first open practice. The Saints brought some explosive moments for everyone to take in. And here are a couple of Ross's observations, man. He did a real good job breaking it down, too. Biggest story is the up and down day of Jameis Winston. You know, this one of the play right here that's provided by Luke Johnson is showing the play in which Jameis Winston kind of stares the guy down, baits him, and CD just steps right in front of that thing and picks it off. So, yeah, CD, it just took it to the house right there on showed him the ball. So, yeah, that was a mistake right there by Jameis. Winston had a shaky start to practice today, throwing 2 straight interceptions. The first would have been a pick 6 to Chauncey, who adeptly jumped the route. The second was another nice read by cornerback Bradley Roby over the middle, taking away a pass intended for rookie wide receiver Chris Olave. However, Winston did not let the definition of his day, you know, he did not let that bring him down. He would respond with 2 nice completions to tight end Adam Troutman and went back to Chris Olave. He'd go back to Olave again in the next team period, putting up the play of the day. And this is the one about Winston and Olave collecting on a 60-yard throw for some of the family members that didn't have an opportunity to see it. Let me just see if I can bring it back to you here and show it to you. This is the play of the day. You see Landry goes in motion from left to right. There's a snap. And then look at Chris Olave, hand up, ball out by itself, ball up. Jameis finds him in the end zone, touchdown, 60 yards. He got behind the defense of the Saints pretty good on that play, fam, and did his thing. This is what kind of stuff you're going to see all the time with the Saints defense, man, to be honest with you. When you see guys like Chris Olave get behind the defense, and once he get behind that, that's over with. Man in motion, the defense follows him. That clears the lane. Laddie Daddy just not seen him. He thought the safety had him. And, of course, they playing zone. Olave runs right behind him, and bam, touchdown for the black and gold offense. So they got one right there on the defense right there. Olave expected to be a big-time deep threat in New Orleans offense. Saints fans and attendants got their first glimpse of exactly that on Saturday as Winston dropped back, and within the first second or so of the snap, Olave's hand shot up when cornerback Lattimore sat down on the route, and the safety did not rotate over to pick up the speedy receiver. The anticipation was palpable. So the tandem made up the majority of 3 players to watch for camp day 4 for exactly this reason. Winston has focused in the short area for most of the camp, but he was not about to pass the up. Now, Coach Dennis Allen confirmed that this was a busted coverage by the defense, but highlighted the dichotomy of the evaluation. So really on Sunday, if you want to know the truth, Allen explained it's a game of mistakes. And we played this interview just a few minutes ago. And a team that makes the fewest of them in the game, that capitalizes on most of them, is the team that generally wins the game. Allen would also go on to praise Winston for bouncing back after a rough start. Like I said, if you're going to make stuff happen. What's up, Ramsey? Who that to you, fam? Appreciate you. Tyler, what's up, fam? Appreciate you. St. John Butler, how you doing, my friend? What's up, Alan? Who that to you, fam? Good to see y'all. Thank y'all. Please hit the like button, fam. Feel free to share the show's link in your social media feed, too, as well. Thank you. All right, number 3, trending up is Troutman. Who told y'all that Troutman was going to bounce back? Troutman, now listen, Troutman got beat up pretty good last year, and rightfully so. But I told you Troutman, 6'5", 245, 250, somewhere along there. He can block. He has all of the tools. He just needed to get his head around mentally and catch up to the game. Now, the 3rd-year tight end had a really solid day today. The 2nd day in a row, he stood out. But honestly, he's had some good showing all camp thus far. He made a leap in reception heading into the left sideline from Jameis Winston. Another nice contested catch on the opposite side later in the drills. Now, Trautman is showing his ability to make contested catches in particular, something the Saints would love him to see more of him. Now, contested catches, with all the weapons the Saints have, man, Trautman's going to have an opportunity to catch a lot of passes wide open, to be honest with you. Now, he's showing his ability to make contested catches in particular, something the Saints would love to see more of him. The Dayton Flyer reeled in 8 of 15 contested catches in 21. He looks ready to get that percentage up this upcoming year. Oh, yeah. I remember he participated in the Travis Kelce, tight end university, when him, Kelce, Greg Olsen, and what's the kid, Kittles. Kittles, the guy, George Kittle, the guy from the 49ers ran that camp, and he was in attendance. So trying to pick something, trying to learn something. Number 4, nothing to worry about. Michael Thomas gets the day off. Thomas is continuing the process to get back to full participation. And during the Saints camp today, he was with the team for all of the walkthroughs, but left afterwards. Allen clarified it was a planned day off for the all-pro receiver. They plan to have him back on the field on Monday. So good kind of walking them through that thing. Monday pads go on the players, and that's the thing. Like, a lot of people going to start watching them put the pads on. With that in mind, don't expect Thomas to take a big leap and to get involved in team drills just yet. Seems likely the team would rather him be included without contact first before throwing him in the deep end. Although Thomas is the ultimate competitor, sure you wouldn't mind getting out there with his pads on. So yeah, and we said this, that the Saints were going to I said this, that the Saints were going to just pretty much take their time in evaluating and bringing Mike Thomas back, fam. Remember, it's not really, what's up, Carla, baby? Who that to you? It's not a tough, if you think about what a guy like Michael Thomas has been through the last year, not being able to play. And then when he was playing, prior to him having the injury, and when he had it, he kind of played on it that year when he had the 40-something odd catches. Then he even played in the playoff games. And then that next year, he had the surgery a little later, and then missed the entire season. He's supposed to come back. Y'all know the process, but the Saints really don't have to rush him in there because they have upgraded the wide receiver room with the drafting of Chris Olave and the signing of Jarvis Landry. They can kind of walk Michael Thomas back slowly into that offense, and I think that would probably be a smart thing to do, and it looks like that's what they're going to do. All right, so moving on, point 5, attendance. Juwan Johnson back for the side work. Players not spotted during today's practice. Tyrann Mathieu, we know about him being excused because of family issues. Wide receiver return specialist Rashid Shaheed, that is on the NFI list. Bryce Thompson, the defensive back. Tight end Taysom Hill. Now, players doing work off to the side was Juwan Johnson. Pete Werner, who we talked about him missing some time, but he was off to the sideline. I did see and spot Marcus Davenport out there running around, dunking on the fake dunking on the goal post in practice, but he was on the side working. We seen he was one of the late ones too that was running. Everybody, Cams and all them was gone, and Davenport was out there. He was late too, with the rest of the guys that was out there signing. Players that returned: Sage Dockstader and Tanu Passanio. Now, it's great to see Warner, Davenport, and Johnson off to the side getting work in today's practice. Johnson's missed the last 2 days, so good progress to note there. He'll sustain a rib injury during Thursday's practice. Allen said on Friday that he would be out for a bit, and looks like that continued today. Both Dockstader and Passanio were back on the field today. That's good news with Tanu Passanio. This was Passanio's first day of camp after missing the 3 opening practice as mentioned above. Thomas participated in the walkthroughs, but had a planned day off. Allen said he'll be back on Monday. The head coach was also asked about a timeline for the return of Mathieu. He had no update. So with Tyrann Mathieu ready to return, he will return, and we will see him in camp. So let's see what that brother doing. So that's some of the bullet points and things that happened in day 4 of the camp. As Jameis, bounced back off the 2 interceptions. Chris Olave was also very slick and fast. They just, in the Saints offense, remember, family, Michael Thomas, and the crazy part about it is Jameis been here for 3 years. Michael Thomas and Jameis Winston have never played together on the field at the same time. They both had injuries that kind of stopped them from getting on the same page. So it's really cool to actually see an offense where you can see a guy like Mike Thomas and Jameis get on the same field. And of course, we have Chris Olave, Jarvis Landry, and of course, other guys that will help out once Elvin Kamara is good, suspension and all. And I think the Saints will do good with the running back room, all this kind of stuff. So it's fantastic, to be honest with you. So let's keep it moving on to the next thing. We talked about the Taysom thing. This is from our good friends at the Saints News Network, talking about Taysom Hill's a rib injury. And of course, we know that the tight end position, I hear your brother John was talking about the tight end position and with Taysom Hill out, a lot of people thinking, you know, with him missing some time, I don't anticipate, you know, it being, you know, Taysom's a weapon. You know, he's a mismatch in that tight end room. But I think the Saints are looking for some of these young tight ends. They know they got talent there, but they're giving these young guys an opportunity to step up and make a name for themselves. So we'll just see how they react to that. Now, Hendricks of the Saints News Network reports that head coach Dennis Allen told the media that tight end Taysom Hill's injured ribs in Thursday morning practice, that, you know, that he had them. Now, he did not attend Friday morning's practice and also Saturday as well. So we looking at Taysom Hill rib situation. We just have to monitor that thing. But it does present an opportunity for guys like Lucas Krull, Juwan Johnson, Adam Trautman himself, Nick Vannett, when he gets good, to come back and operate and earn a spot in that room. So there are a lot of young guys with talent. Krull is very talented. Juwan Johnson is very talented. It's time for these guys to put it together and get an opportunity to step up in that thing. So let's move on to the Kwon Alexander thing, fam. Let's talk about Kwon. Former Saints linebacker agreed to a 1-year contract with the Jets. Shout out to my dog, Kyle T. Mosley, Bob Rose, and the rest of the family over there at the Saints News Network for dropping the scoop. Please feel free to go over there to the Saints Wire as well as the Saints News Network and give those guys a follow, and also feel free to share their articles. Now, to the disappointment of many Who-Dats and LSU fans, there won't be another Bengal Tiger alum on the Saints sidelines with Jarvis Landry and Tyrann Mathieu this fall. Former New Orleans Saints linebacker Kwon Alexander agreed to a 1-year contract with the Jets. And Alexander was an unrestricted free agent this offseason after playing 2 seasons with the Jets, right? So now this thing, Demario Davis, Kwon Alexander were a dynamic, formidable pair of linebackers for the 2020 season. Alexander joined the Saints after an in-season trade that sent a 2021 fifth-round conditional pick in exchange for linebacker Kiko Alonso. After starting 7 games, he tore his ACL, or tore his Achilles, excuse me, in Week 16 of the 2020 NFL season and regained his health to re-sign a 1-year deal worth $3 million. That was in the following season. Alexander will take his talent to the Big Apple to play for defensive-minded Jets head coach Robert Saleh, who was his defensive coordinator in San Francisco. He would join former New Orleans Saints player defensive tackle Sheldon Rankins and defensive back Justin Hardy. Before leaving New Orleans, Alexander had 19 game appearances. He started 15 of the 19. He had 77 tackles, 3.5 sacks, a pick, and 2 pass defense, 2 forced fumbles, and 3 fumble recoveries. Now, Dylan Sandlin and the Saints will have a youthful group of linebackers supporting all-pro defensive linebacker Demario Davis. Now, the defensive leader will view the training camp battles of veterans Pete Werner, Zach Bowen, Kate Nellis, Eric Wilson, let's get his name right, Anthony Dowell, along with rookies DeMarco Jackson, Isaiah Pryor. These guys are long shots. Isaiah Pryor, Nephi Sewell. We'll see. Seeking to earn a spot on the 53-man roster. So, of course, the Saints play his first preseason game against the Texans in Houston at 7 p.m. on August the 13th. The Saints are a 7-point favorite to open up against those Texans. So, a big thing. Really shocked me right here that Kwon Alexander didn't come back to the black and gold. And really, the word on the street is that he wanted to. And what I'm hearing is there's a lot of the word on the street just saying is this is on the Saints. And you're like, well, it might not be the case, Q. Well, I'm going to tell you something. Let me show you what Kwon Alexander, would you like to know what Kwon Alexander signed for? To go to the whatchamacallits, the New York Jets. I mean, nobody in their right mind will go to the Jets unless they're overpaying them. The Jets stink. You know, they haven't been good in a very long time. The Jets have been bad for a long time. So they have to overpay to get players there. I understand that because they stink. They haven't drafted well. They don't find the right people to mesh, but for whatever reason, why would Kwon want to go there? Kwon's first choice was to go to New Orleans. Let me show you the contract according to Spore Track that tells you what this guy made. Now look at this. This is Kwon Alexander's contract, fam. Look at this. This is Kwon. You can see it in jet green. That's him right there, Kwon Alexander. And of course, what did he sign for, Q? Well, look right here. 1 year at $1.2 million. That's right. Not 3, not 4, but a 1-year deal with the Jets, according to Sport Track, for the 1 year, 1.27 is what they got that according to Sport Track now. Y'all see it right here. A 1-year deal. So he didn't get the 2 years that he wanted. I know true. I know true Louisiana. I know. Yeah. I know. 1 year deal at 1.27, according to Sport Track, is what the Jets paid for Kwon Alexander. Because the next question would be, Q, why didn't they sign the man? What happened? What could have possibly happened? Well, the Saints obviously didn't see a need for Kwon Alexander. I thought, and many of the Who Dat Nation would feel the same way, as that when you find a linebacker that you don't have to pay more than 1.5 million that will give you the kind of production that Kwon Alexander gave you. And of course, if you say, well, Q, he was banged up, he got hurt. Well, what if you get taken for 1.2 or 1.3? That's less than what he made last year. The Saints paid him $3 million last year for 1 year. That's less than half of the money the Saints paid him last year. Yes, for the Jets. So my thing is, did the Saints even offer him anything? Did they even? I mean, 1.3 million. Like, well, Q, they might have not had the money. Well, you know me, I missed the receipts. Let me give you the receipts to show you how much money they got according to Sport Track. Look at this. Can anybody tell me what that say? Right there on the side that listed, that's 8.3 plus mil the Saints got sitting up on their cap space right now. 8.3 million. So I'm gonna bring the receiptage. You look at it, 1.2 million is what Kwon Alexander signed for the New York Jets. I know it's a done data right now. I just wanted to let y'all know, because I'm like, man, hold on here. This don't sound right. Because this is a plug and play guy that fits the culture. He's a mirror image of Demario Davis. It wouldn't cost you a lot of money to sign him. The Saints sitting on 1.3 million. Kwon Alexander signed with the Jets for 1 year for 1.27. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Bro says, hey, it could it be Kwon wanted to start and they told him that Pete Warner instead? Well, it could be a possibility, bro. But still in all, it's hard to look around there and say, bro, that's less than half of what we paid him last year. The Saints paid Kwon Alexander 1 year, $3 million last year. Remember, he wanted a multiple year. The Jets gave him a 1 year deal at 1.2. So he actually took a step back in terms of his money. Now, obviously, it wasn't the fact the Saints wanted to connect, because they obviously see Pete Werner a lot higher than we do. Now, listen, I like Pete Werner. Credit to him big time, but I'm a depth guy. And you can't beat a highly productive veteran at 1.3. You get him 1.3 million on a 1 year deal with an option for a second year, a team option for the second year. That's not going to hurt you at all. That don't even fit in the 51 signed contracts according to the agreement. The 51 higher contracts, that don't even fit in it. 1.3 million would have been, it's just, I mean, the numbers speak for itself, man. Pete, yeah, I get your confidence. Pete is solid, bro, but Pete Werner gets banged up. He banged up right now. He was banged up last year. The thing is, Pete Werner is a really solid. You're right. He's a good, solid young linebacker. But Pete Werner plays really physical. He sticks his helmet in there. His style of play is physical, so you will want to have some reinforcement at a Kwon Alexander level with all that NFL starting experience. Now the Saints will have to, with Kwon out of the way and going to the Jets, the Saints will obviously lean on their depth, whether that be Caden Ellis, whether that be Zach Bowen, whether that be Andrew Dowell, whether that be DeMarco Jackson, the rookie, whether that be, and you mentioned the rest of the drafted guys, Eric Wilson could be somebody, man. Eric Wilson is a veteran linebacker there. You can't win a guy with that much experience right there that's backing up. You got to look at him too. What does he look like in that situation? So we're going to see, man. It's a done dot. I just wanted to show y'all how much Kwon Alexander signed for as soon as the contract became available. Young Blood says, Big Q, how much did the Saints pay Eric Wilson, the linebacker? Yeah, I knew y'all was going to say that, man. I knew y'all was going to say, what about Eric Wilson's contract? Hold on, give me a second. I'll pull up Eric Wilson and see what I can do here. But yeah, I don't know if it's as much. It might be the same amount of money, to be honest with you. We're going to see, man. I thought that, I really thought, like, listen, we've been doing a lot of good stuff. the Kwon thing is I don't know, man. I hope it don't come back to bite us. Hold on, let me see if I can find Wilson's contract. I don't think we gave Eric Wilson. Yeah, well, yeah. Now hold on, let me put this next to y'all. Y'all gonna love this. All right, here we go. All right. That's Eric Wilson, fam. All right, that's Eric Wilson, who's also out there. Shout out to Eric Wilson, man. He was out there working and signing autographs too. Shout out to Eric Wilson. All right, he signed a 1-year deal. Look at that, at 1035. You know, so there you go, another cheap deal. So you look at Kwon's deal at 1.2, and Eric's deal just over $1 million right there for a 1-year deal. So, man, yeah, there you go. There you go. You asked for it. But yeah, that's Kwon with the Jets contract. Let me see if I can get it up there. There you go. At 1 year, 1.27. And there go Eric Wilson's contract at 1 year, just over $1 million. So take that as you will, my friends. Take that as you will. And of course, as we move forward, like I said, I'm showing you the cap, because they say, well, Q, they might be strapped with the cash. I'm showing you the number right here. My arrows point right to it. 8.3 plus mil is something else. So we'll hopefully it don't come to bite us in the back. Hopefully these young guys can handle their business. And now that Kwon is gone, hopefully guys like Eric Wilson, who's a 6-year NFL veteran, the Saints picked up. Hopefully we'll see what he's a really X factor in the room. He's been productive with the Vikings, and he was a productive player where he went, spending time with the Eagles, and he was with the Vikings for a little bit, and did something with the Texans. So I think this is we'll see what he can do. And of course the backup linebackers, DeMarco Jackson, a lot of people like him too. So only time will tell, my friends. All right, so let's move on to the next article here. Saints hire former NFL players Ty Warren and Jari Evans as coaching interns. So it's good to see Jari Evans return in the capacity to help out the Saints. Ty Warren will serve as the coach interns for the Saints during the training camp, and head coach Dennis Allen announced that last week. Now, Evans played 11 years with the Saints. Warren was a freshman at Texas A&M in '99 when Allen was on the coaching staff. So it's all about who you know. Former player will observe, participate, and gain hands-on experience at training camp, off-season workout programs, and mini camp as a part of the Bill Walsh's Diversity Coaching Fellowship Program. The program provides NFL coaching experience to talented minority college coaches, high school coaches, and former players who wish to pursue a career in professional coaching. How about that? So for all my particular people, all my coaching people who want to gain that profession, you might want to look up that program or similar ones and enroll yourself in it, man. You know, all right, big ups to him. So he adds them. Jari Evans, of course, was with the Saints from 06 to 2016, made 4 consecutive pro teams, all pro teams, 6 Pro Bowls in a row, was a member of the NFL 2010's all-decade team. So shout out to him as well. So and Warren began his career. He's a first-round choice for the Patriots in 03, 2-time All-Pro, and was selected to the Patriots All-2000 team. So y'all remember Ty Warren. He was a hell of a defensive lineman, man, and Jari Evans, it speaks for itself. All right, so yeah, man, bet that. And of course, we're looking at take a look at the Saints unofficial depth chart as it stands right here. Mike and all those guys, good seeing them. Kevin White's another guy who continues to not look good, man. A lot of these other guys are kind of looking pretty much the same, you know. But Kevin White's a guy that just, I mean, at some point they gotta look at him and get him up out of here, man. I mean, maybe he picks it up. I don't know. They've been super patient with Kevin White. I hope they show that same level of patience with the rest of the wide receivers and players around here, because that's way too patient for Kevin White to do. Just continue to let us down by not even catching the ball, and you've been doing that half your damn life. So if you can see the Saints offensive line participating there, nothing really big to talk about with Cesar Ruiz, and I've seen a couple of plays with Penning in there doing this thing. He looked pretty decent, but it's still very on. It's still early, and of course, like it's shorts and shirts right now. Good to see them guys when they put on everything, you know, and get the, you know, I'm sorry, like when they start actually, you know, going through the rest of the camp with the pads and everything, and get more padded practices in there where everything can kind of roll out and do their damn thing. So it's good to see a lot of the young players like the Penning and what's this other kid name I was looking at? Cesar Ruiz. I want to see what he can step up and do. Landon Young's another guy I was looking at to see what he can step up and do. I want to see improvement too for some of these backup offensive linemen like Kelvin Throckmorton. I want to see more Forrest Lamp. The guy that they brought in, Nick Martin, they brought in that center, was a solid move. We'll see what kind of plans the Saints had for him as well. The Hawkins cat, I seen with Gerald Hawkins, he was kind of slow-footed in that. And many of these guys need to step up and make a name for them, these backup offensive linemen for the black and gold. Landon Young need to see what he can do too, coming off that broken foot. Of course, we know about Troutman. You know, he might be back real soon, but tight end room got to step up. We know the running back room, nothing really big to talk about. I seen Mark Ingram, see him doing his dances and doing the stuff. He got that real, child energy. Him and Cam, big kids running around playing, making the camp fun. So, but yes, nothing really stepping out from none of these other guys that to make a name for. But yes, guys like, and Teal talked about that. Credit to Teal. Peyton Turner was another guy that's fantastic, who has been looking pretty slick. And I think injuries was the thing that slowed him down last year. With Davenport out of the way, Peyton Turner's going to get a lot of reps. Carl Granderson need to take advantage of those reps. Kentavious Street, a lot of people like Kentavious Street. People are talking about how good Kentavious Street looks in the middle, how aggressive he is, how violent it is. He's a disruptive force in there, and he's not too heavy. He's a big interior guy that's violent, but he's strong, and he makes things happen. So we love those type of guys for the Saints interior defensive line. And we just blessed to have really solid interior defensive linemen like Kentavious Street, guys like Jordan Jackson, who we thinking he gonna do something. Elbert Huggins, the Malcolm Roaches, the guys like that. But these ends, and good to see. One of the big things I'm really happy for is to get Passanio back. Passanio back last year was big for the Saints in so many ways. Good to see him coming back into the fold as well. Of course, we know about Paulson Adebo. If we move to the secondary, how he, the Alante, how he was guarding Chris Olave. That's going to be a difficult thing because Chris Olave doesn't sell his routes. He goes out there and you don't know what he's going to do. He's so crisp in his movements that you don't know what direction he's going. It's like he's on a rail and then the rail cuts this way. It's just, the guy is just, he don't sell any part of it. Like, where he's going to show me a move or throw an elbow or whatever that's going to hint me to let me know he about to cut to the right. No, it's none of that. He don't give you anything. He don't give you a damn thing. So, I mean, at the end of the day, man, Chris Olave is every bit the real deal, so on and so forth at right now. And with Tyrann Mathieu out, that gives other guys an opportunity to step up in the safety room. Justin Evans is another guy with NFL experience, former second-round draft pick, needs to step up. Alante Taylor is a guy that, we're really looking at, too, to make moves. And, of course, a lot of people like Smoke Monday. Good size Smoke Money with Bryce Thompson out. These guys have an opportunity to make a name for themselves and step up. And of course, PJ Williams there, he was in that building as well. Good to see old PJ. And shout out to the rest of the fam. So Deontay Hardy is another big part of it, fam, because Deontay Hardy gives the Saints their kick returner back. With the wide receiver room being as deep as what it is, now we don't have to too much worry about we don't have to too much worry about, okay, well, we got to find some new kick returner because we need Deontay Hardy for the wide receiver room. No. With him, you can go back to focusing on being a kick returner because of Chris Olave, Jarvis Landry, Marquez Callaway, who's going to step up, and other guys. Hopefully the Saints can give these other guys, these wide receivers, opportunity to move up. So the special teams, it's looking good. Easop Winston did a good job. Remember, fam, in the limited action that he had when Deontay Hardy was out, Easop Winston did a pretty decent job in there. So he's another speedster, kick return, punt return man that we like a lot. So shout out to the fam, man. Big ups. All right, so JT says Q. Hopefully Ellis, Jackson, or Dowell is we'll see, bro. It's a done doubt on the Kwon Alexander thing, man. That's a done doubt on him. I thought that, it might have been money related why the Saints wasn't interested. And then when I went and viewed the contract soon as I could, the Jets 1.2 million for a 1 year deal. I mean, I was like, man, the Saints could definitely afford that. So obviously it'll show you that the Saints were looking at having a young linebacker core to do their thing, to step up and handle the business. So yeah, and this, once again, these are the linebackers here: Pete Werner, Demario Davis, Caden Ellis. They got DeMarco Jackson, with Eric Wilson, and he's ahead of Zach Bowen, Andrew Dowell, and of course these guys, other guys are long shots, and Nephi Sewell and Isaiah Pryor. So we'll see how that all shakes and goes. So anyway, all right, what's up, brother Wallace? Big ups, a shout out to you, fam. Appreciate you. All right, True Louisiana says Saints facts expand to 59 roster. Yeah, you see, you gotta use. Yeah, Trey said Pete Werner's not ready. I'm not gonna say he's not ready. I mean, bro, what's up, Brian? Who that to you, brother? Nah, what's up, James? I mean, my thing is this with the Pete Werner thing, man. I think Pete Werner's a hell of a linebacker, but he has a physical, aggressive linebacker style. Like, the dude is super intelligent. Like, his eyes fixate on where the football is. It's like the shell game. Like, he focuses on it, you take the ball and put it under the shells, you move him around, and then he the one that pick all of them right. He locates where the ball is, and he doesn't get fooled by misdirection and all that. And then once he locates who got the ball and he sees and visually sees the ball, there is no hesitation. You watch the film, he darts right to the ball. He goes right into where the ball is. He don't, and he locates it down and he sticks his helmet in there. That's a very physical style of play. It's not what the Alex Anzalone style at first, when remember he would play with his hair on fire, and then he got really scared to make plays because he didn't want to get hurt. Remember Alex Anzalone the last year he was here? Well, that's not what you got with Pete Werner. Pete Werner's smart. He locates the ball, he puts his helmet in there, and he makes the play, which is a positive. But the unfortunate part about it is that style of play often, gets you kind of dinged up. Now, he was dinged up last year. He dinged up right now. So the Saints are betting a lot on this linebacker core behind them. The Saints drafted DeMarco Jackson. How high are they on DeMarco in this list? Now, this unofficial depth chart has in my head of Zach Bowen, but Zach Bowen is still there. So the Kwon Alexander card not going our way and him to the Jets gives Zach Bowen some new life. DeMarco Jackson, looking at him, Caden Ellis, who was the former 7th-round draft pick, who's been there and done some positive things, but never totally put the game together. Is this the year where Caden Ellis, who has the athletic ability, finally puts it together? He don't allow guys to burn him over the top or forget plays and all that. So that'll be the key part to it. Now, Andrew Dowell is also a solid linebacker who served mostly as a lot of special team stuff, but one of the most experienced, if not the most experienced linebacker outside of Demario Davis is Eric Wilson, 6-year veteran linebacker who's seen several styles of play on the defensive end. He's, to me, if we talking about veterans in your linebacker group, all the rest of these are young guys. Outside of the Ellises and the guys in the Zach Bowens who we've seen before, these guys have been here for 3 years or so. But seeing a guy like Eric Wilson here, how he fits, what is his call in there? What is he going to be bringing to the linebacker room, that experience, and could he be a factor there? That's something that I'm looking at too. So anyway, fam, let's do a brief recap here. Actually, before we even go to a recap, I'm gonna do a reaction stream right here. We're gonna react to something that Nick Wright said, fam. So we're gonna do that. Let me read a few comments before I bust the move and do that. Please feel free, family, to hit the hell out the like button. Hit the like button and feel free to share the show's link on your social media feed as well. Much love to the fam. Thank y'all. All right, St. John says with the 17-game season, they should have expanded the rosters a little. We're going to lose some talented guys. Yeah, unfortunately, you'll see that happen every year, where you're going to have a guy that you want, and then he'll end up like what it happened to us. It happened to us every year, to be honest with you. We'll use somebody that we like, so my thinking is that the Saints will have to be able to use their practice squad in a way that we've been getting better about that thing. Like in many of the Coach Payton era. Now, this is prior to the C19. He'll simply stack pile players on the practice squad, and most of the players that he put on the practice squad, he wouldn't go and grab those guys and bring them onto the active roster. He would then proceed to put them on the practice squad and then go sign guys off the street and put them in the live games. And I'm like, what sense does that make? And then the guy is stinking, then he'll cut him. So I'm like, that's not how. I don't think that's a good and efficient use of the practice squad. The Philadelphia Eagles was a good example, because the Eagles would get players, and then what they would do is, they would take those players and they will put them on the practice squad, and those players will have exposure to what the Eagle way of doing things. They'll have, you know, their playbooks and scheme schematics and what they want them to do. And then if guys get hurt on the active roster, what you would simply do is you would then pull from the practice squad, which is an extension of your roster, and then move those guys into play. So a lot of the smart teams, what they're doing now with C-19 and the injuries is that they'll practice squad a punter, they'll practice squad a kicker. And I know they allow a certain amount of slots to be protected, so you can have protected slots because of the C-19 stuff that happens. Where the NFL say, okay, we're gonna give you a certain amount of protections to put on your practice squad players. You can't protect everybody, but we'll give you a certain amount, and you can protect those players from somebody pilfering them away. You know, so I liked how the Eagles did a lot of their stuff because they were able to get some good players from us utilizing the practice squad and switching these guys over. So hopefully we'll use the practice squad a lot more efficiently, and just don't put a bunch of canned goods on there that you never have any serious intention of using. Like, you get a few of these guys here, and if something was to happen, you could kind of move these guys in and kind of keep the thing going. You see what I'm saying? But you will always want somebody that's familiar with what you're doing, because you want to try to shorten that learning curve as much as you can, because you will want them to kind of contribute as fast as they possibly could and learn the system and pick it up. I think the practice squad using it like the Eagles did early on is a good way. Now, Coach Payton did eventually, you know, his last year or so, we're using it a lot better. He got better later on because of the C-19 he was forced to. But the practice squad is an extension of your roster. It's not an active roster, but still is an extension where you can move players there once they clear waivers, and then you have those guys that if injuries happen, you swap them out, put this other guy in, you keep it moving. So hopefully we could be able to utilize that a little better than we've done in the recent past. So, you know, let me get on into this thing, fam. We're going to jump into the reactionary stream. Now, what I'm about to do next, fam, I'm going to cover the Nick Wright thing, because Nick Wright says some stuff, man, and DC told me I didn't know nothing about it. And of course, DC be having his ears open, man. He be dropping all this stuff on me, telling me about most of this stuff. I don't be paying attention to these idiots, you know, but it's most of the time he showed me some stuff today about some Tampa Bay people, saying some stuff about the Saints, celebrating the fact that their dirty ass underhanded center who done nothing but dirty shit to the Saints when he playing, he's hurt. Now, let me tell you something. There hadn't been too many, just to say something about that. First and foremost, I'm a respectable guy. People like me because I'm respectable. I have a reputation of being a respectable guy. All right. I don't wear the Who Dat Nation has dealt with injury. That's right. That's right, Kevin. Yeah. Marcus Willoughby. There you go. That great comment. I forgot the canned good name. You good to remember it. Let me just say this about that. We have dealt with injury. We've been one of the top 3 or top 5 teams in the NFL that's been dealing with perpetual injury. Not just injury to some of the lower members or the lesser known members of our team, but guys who are the are stars or playmakers. We've lost Alvin Kamara for stretches of time. We lost Mike Thomas for stretches of time. We lost Drew Brees for stretches of time. We've lost some offensive linemen. We lost Ramczyk for stretches of time. We lost Armstead for stretches of times. We've lost Ingram for stretches of time. We've lost our tight ends for stretches of time. We've lost our cornerbacks for stretches of time. Safeties, you on and so on. We've lost people for stretches of time. And, you know, my thinking is some kind of way you got to figure a way around it to win. Your team has to be built in a manner where it can absorb that. Thank you, Pammy, for becoming a Pro Star 1. Thank you, Queen. Appreciate you. And we have to remember that, like, you have to figure a way out of doing that. Now, I particularly don't like, I forgot the man name, the center that comes to play, because every time he's a dirty center, he's a dirty player. I've called him out several dozen times for his style of play, and he's underhanded and he plays very dirty. He's an underhanded, dirty bastard. But I do not, and listen, when people get hurt, listen, that's not good. We don't never ever celebrate no man, no woman getting hurt. That's just downright sadistic. But at the same time, you can't have it one way without the other. You can't be calling and saying F the Saints and all this kind of stuff, bro. That's getting way out of hand. At the end of the day, it's football. You know, it's football on the field. It's football on the field. It's respect here at the level. So respect is respect due. If you come at the Who Dat Nation with vitriol, they're gonna return it right back to you. You know, it's just what it is. And they celebrating. The crazy part about it is that I remember times when they was talking about Jameis Winston and laughing about Jameis Winston getting hurt. Remember that? So I'm like, it's this weird, this weird, this weird back and forth thinking between the two. Now, whoever people that they're referring to or whatever saying about being happy that guys are hurt, that's wrong. You know. But I've heard other side that sit up there and celebrate when Jameis or Saints players, they laugh at it. Your guy's hurt. Michael Thomas is always hurt. He never gonna get hurt. How many times y'all heard that? Oh, Michael Thomas you never gonna have him. He can't stay healthy. So I mean, listen, bro, we can't have selective bullshit thinking. When people say something that's and that's not appropriate for you to, be happy about players getting hurt. That's wrong. But don't sit up here and do it. Don't sit up here and do it to these other people, and you be doing it and calling people out on the other side when they do it to you. That make the whole situation hypocritical. So the guy got hurt, Jensen. That's his name, Jensen. Jensen gets hurt, and listen, the offensive line for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers it's not a good line. It's not. It wasn't. They lost Ali Marpet. To me, I think he was one of their best guys. They didn't bring Kappa back. He gone. And now Jensen is hurt. So the offensive line, and we were saying that before, that the offensive line had a hard time keeping us off them when they were complete. So they just have to do what we did, man. They're going to have to find somebody else to put there and keep piling on and moving on. So much love to y'all, because I want to see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at full strength. I want to see those guys fully healthy. I want to see them at their best, because you don't want to see them at their worst. You want to see them at their best. So when you guys play, and we've already beaten them 4 times out of the 5 times we play them. But I've always wished health to these teams, man, so that when we play them, we'll get the best football, the best experience that we could possibly be. And that's what it is. All right. So anyway, with that being, let me get a few more questions and I'll move on. Paula says, Big Q, I hope the Saints don't be the most penalized team in the league this season. Well, only time will tell, Uncle Paulie. That speaks to the discipline, the mindset of the offense, and we just have to wait and see how that turns out. But we know the culture's good, right? So we know that won't be tolerated, man. Having all those penalties, that won't be tolerated. That's just not what we're gonna let happen. All right, Fausto says, who that baby Falcons will road warm? He says, will a road warm up for the beating we put on Brady for the opener? Who that? Thank you, appreciate you, Fausto. Coach Tab, big ups to you. Hold on, Coach Tab, you had a question. It looked like it just jumped on me. I missed your question, baby. Hold on, here it goes. I was disappointed with Callaway. He's missed some easy catches this week, including today, and isn't aggressive, just as we were seeing last year. What do you see, Q? That's a fair, you know what, Coach Tab, that's fair. You think that what really stuck out to me about Callaway and watching Callaway was this, is that Callaway still hasn't learned how to gain separation. He's still, because when you watch when you were watching him play, and you can even pull up some of the highlights, you can go and watch him when Callaway's catching the ball, the guy's right on his back, which means he's not getting the separation that he's supposed to learn how to do. He's still not there yet, which means that, like he was saying in an interview, I sit there and listened to him live the other day, and he was saying, yeah, with guys like Jarvis Landry and Michael Thomas there, you got to be in their ear, listening to what they're saying and how they're doing this. But that's one of the biggest observations that I've known by Marquez Callaway, is that he's still having difficulty separating, is he still having difficulty separating. So thank you, Coach Tab, for that. All right. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Let me keep it going here. But yeah, anyway, big ups to the fam. Thank y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Hit the like button for me, fam. All right. All right. Yep. Hold on here. Youngblood says, Big Q, do you think the Saints may put Ian Book on the practice squad to open up? I said that, bro. If you go back and listen to the show, when was that, family? When was the last show? If you go back and listen to that show, we did that show, last week or the week before that? And I said several times leading up to training camp that the smart thing would to put Ian Book on the practice squad. I said that a week or so ago. It's in the shows. And I said it leading up to training camp. I think I said it on one of the specials that we did about it. Is the fact that there's no reason to have 3 quarterback spots when you got a Taysom Hill. And if Taysom Hill's healthy, he's active, he can act as the emergency quarterback. You got Andy Dalton there. You got Jameis Winston. There's no need to have Ian Book as a 3rd quarterback there unless you think that if you put him on the practice squad, you know, which you have to release him to get him to the practice squad, that somebody going to pick him up. Well, remember, even though he was drafted, he wasn't drafted by Dennis Allen. That's Coach Payton's guy. He picked him. So my perspective is I think we should open up the 3rd spot. We should open up the 3rd spot. We should open up the 3rd spot. We should. That's my thought. We should open it up for another person. All right. We got a Buck Life guy here. 9. I see somebody done already banged him up. Somebody must have already banged him up. I can't see nothing the brother saying, man. Somebody banged him up pretty good. I can't even see him. Somebody got him out of there. I can't even see what he had to say. So I agree with Youngblood. I think we should, open up that 3rd spot because it'll give you an extra wide receiver, an extra offensive lineman, an extra defensive back, hell, another pass rusher. I mean, you could use that spot as opposed to some guy sitting there holding the clipboard. You see what I'm saying? And then you'll have a 3rd quarterback playing tight end, even if in emergency capacity. And then if we need to, we can always, if something happens, that next week we can dip back and bring Cook back. So, I mean, we'll see. All right, big ups, fam. Yeah, I'm seeing this Buck guy. And like I was saying, man, listen, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, listen, there's a lot of who-dats out there that be trash talking with the Buck people because the Buck people trash talking with the Saints. But I always tell the Saints people, a lot of the Saints family members, listen, man, we don't have to trash talk with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Stop doing that. Stop trash talking to them people and you up there whooping them people up there. Why you telling them that? They already know. Stop talking to them and telling them that they trash and garbage and we're going to take Tom Brady apart. I mean, directly having conversation now amongst ourselves, that's fine because I talk about, these other people all the time. But I do have respect and love for the Tampa Bay people. I have a respect and love and for all of them because at the end of the day, it's competition and camaraderie. Those are people on that side. They just picked their squad because they live there or they grew up on that squad. And that's the same thing with us. So we can respect somebody that love their squad or respect the team or the area where they come from. That's the grand similarities that we all can revel in, that we all can share, that they love their squad. We love our squad. But when you see me coming, you're never going to hear me go and talk to other. And I've had plenty of people on this channel. If you go back and look at the archives, when we were doing the preview shows, I've had all kind of people that come and preview their team. Everybody from Louis T to Law Nation, and on and on. So the point is, it's always a respectable dialogue. It's not like, ha, your quarterback hurt. No. We don't do that. I'm not doing that. I'm not playing with you. I think, I say it's a terrible situation that Jansen is hurt. I don't like Jansen personally. And this is prior to his injury. I think he's a dirty player. He's done a lot of dirty things to the Saints personally. When we play, does dirty things. He holds on, grab jerseys, grab masks. He does it all. He does all kind of stuff, all kind of little dirty stuff. But outside of that, I don't want none of them to get hurt. I want them to be 100% fully ready to go. So let's stop engaging with the Buck people and talking shit to the Buck people. And you sitting up there beating them people. You already played them 5 games. You beat them 4-1. What you talking about? Why we talking and bantering back and forth with these people? And I'm pretty sure they got some immature who-dats out there. Not all of them are supposed to be the great Saint think tank. That's why when we talk about the Who Dat Nation, I don't want all these Who Dat people claiming to be Who Dats. I want the great Saint think tank. I want the people that think, that know, that got that respect, that got that understanding, that ability, that commonsensical critical thinking edge. I don't want people that just zombie Who Dats. Zombie Who Dats that just go with on whatever happened. Yeah, just whatever happened. I mean, like today, they had some asshole standing up there calling out Chris Olave. And hey, Chris Olave, come over here, Chris Olave, come here, Chris Olave. Had the same shirt, same hat on and everything. Chris Olave, come on over here. Had a smartphone in his hand. Chris Olave. But guess what? Only one problem. That wasn't Chris Olave, that's Alante Taylor. You dumb bastard. But that's what I'm saying. Not every who that is up here. You know what I'm saying? So for all you the Buck guys, because the Buck, they got a lot of Buck people that watch the sports Coma. They got love for the Coma because we got love for them. So, and like I said, don't brand all the Buck people like the regular Buck people that be acting like that, because they're not. Just like you, the smartest of the smart, they are guys that are smart as smart too. And I recognize that. I do my best not to broad stroke the people, because I talk to people, you know, and I talk to them and I say, listen, I like this guy, I like that guy, I like this guy, I like what you're doing here, da, 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 da. Because I don't want them to be torn down when we play them, because what good is that having a test? You want those people elevated up to their best, because you want the best contest, the best experience that you can get on the football field. So for people that's celebrating in their downfall in terms of their players getting hurt, you wrong. And that ain't none of the, and just to say to them Buck people out there, that ain't nobody from the Great Saint Think Tank that's over there being happy that Jensen or any other of your players are hurt. That ain't nobody from the Great Saint Think Tank in the Who Dat Nation that I know. There might be fake Who Dats that's running around here talking shit and all this kind of stuff, because they got a lot of fake ones out there too. So, I mean, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. We don't participate in none of that. But for the people that's talking to the Buck people, stop talking to them about all that. You killing them already. You're kicking them. You're beating them. You beating them. They 4 out of 1. Why are you talking to them? You know what I'm saying? We got too much Chauncey Gardner-Johnson in us, man. We got to make sure, you know, we just keep it a buck with them and just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Because you got to show and prove. You got to show and prove. Now, you got the chip. That's true. And we respect you for getting the chip. You know, we screwed up on that. That was on us. We came down up in there and then didn't handle the business. You know, we turning the ball over 4 times and at home, and you up by 10. We did that. That was stupidity on our side that we got to live with. But at the same time, there was no need to keep over there talking about Tom Brady's garbage when he go into your first ballot Hall of Famer. That the key amount of success is predicated on Tom Brady. We know that the offensive line is weak, and I want them to be strong. But whatever they do, I want them to be 100%. So when we finally be able to play them, there'll be no excuses. That's all I'm saying. So no disrespecting injured players on the Buck side and Buck people. And I'm talking about the smartest Buck people. Don't be disrespecting the Saints, because I remember, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I heard Buck people celebrating the fact that Jameis was hurt. I heard Buck people celebrating Michael Thomas, the fact that he was hurt, making fun of him, saying it's over for him. He never gonna get well. What kind of talk is that? You know, you wouldn't want nobody talking about your nasty ass like that. So you wouldn't want to. Don't say that about other people, man. That's what I'm saying. They be getting lost. The fact that these are people, both sides. Those are people. You are people. It's people over there with feelings and everything else. So I understand the game, man. I've been doing this long enough. So I'm gonna just say that. All right. So big ups to the fam. Devin, what's up, bro? Say Brady retired and the Bucks fans went on suicide watch for him. They didn't have no plan behind them. And they realized that. So that's what I'm saying. It's not a leap, because bro, listen, they got some smart ones over there, like over here. They understand what the team is based on. It's a short window here, because Tom Brady is looking at retiring real soon. So he's not going to be there for very long. We know that. We was dealing with the same thing because we had Drew Brees. We know Drew wasn't going to play long. We needed to find a guy that could step up and play. So, I mean, like I said, Tom Brady's there, and it's going to be fun beating or going up against or competing against a Hall of Fame quarterback and a team, because they're elevating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's good. You know, we just have to go out there and have a great game against them and may the best team win. That's all I'm saying, fam. So for all the people that's over there insulting them, talking about y'all about to lose, y'all player hurt, you some jackasses for that, and you need to cut that out, and that's not good. And remember, karma is a bee, and it'll come back around you, bite you in your ass. You don't do that. You don't talk about players being hurt. Both sides, cut it out. Saints people, stop talking to the Buccaneers about beating them, bro. We already know what time it is. All right, so anyway, big ups to the rest of the fam here. I appreciate y'all, man. I just wanted to say that. Brother Wallace says, Big Q, you was about to tell us about Nick Wright. What happened? Yeah, I just had to make mention of that. I'm gonna play an interview about that in just a second. All right. Yeah, say it right. Tim says Big Q is Thomas Edward Patrick Brady. Yeah. We know that's the International Church of Tom Brady Worship. Yes, indeed. There are real guys, writers that will sit there and write in articles the man's full name. And I find that super weird for guys to be doing that, man. And you are a 40 or 50-year-old man, and you doing that with Tom Brady and all this type of, bro, you need to get some help on that for real, man. It is not that serious. All right, Ant-Man said, I live in this town. I have good friends who have been Bucs season ticket holders for over 20 years, and they are real and know the deal. You have bandwagoners who are talking that ish. Yeah. And let them understand that. And you're right there, brother Ant-Man. That's why I said, don't confuse the dumbasses out there for the real who that's in the Great Saint Think Tank. It's a difference. I'm telling you, you had arguments. You talk to people that's, I call them Saint zombies. They claim to be who that's, but they don't know the history of the team. They don't know about, it's just weird. Because, yeah, I'm a who that, but they don't know none of the intricacies around the team. It's just whatever the team say, I'm going to do it. I'm going to hypnotize dumbass who that fan. Whatever they say, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go. And that's like, no, what do? Where you come from with that? Who are you? What damn pod did you hatch from? So, I mean, no, them guys, I'm cool. I'm good with that. I done talked to them. No, I'm good. You can go over there. Go over there. Go over to that man shit. Oh, yeah, there you go. He said, Kevin says payroll. Yeah, Coach Tapp said that's crazy. Dude was calling the wrong name. Definitely not a part of the tank. He need to join it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, I've seen it DC, but I was like, DC, who is this guy talking about? Hey, yeah, it's people like that. Dude, you got a smartphone. You can pull up their numbers. Like when the family was, I was like, family, who's number 15? Who's number 15? Because some of them just popped up on you. They seen you standing up there and they come to you. It's like, as opposed to you going and wave them down, like they'll see you standing there and they'll work their way around down to you, and that's what they was doing. That's what that's why we had the back and forth with Blake Gilligan. And Blake Gilligan just popped up, wasn't even paying attention. He just popped up there. He was there. Yep. And then of course, Romo, the other little guy there at the back. So yeah, shout out to them guys, man. They doing it the right way, man. That's much love there. All right, so yeah, Coach Tapp said, I agree. I want to be the best, so it's so much sweeter when we crush them. And we don't need the crap talk to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers family. We in 5 contests, you beating them 4 out of 5, and you shut them out the last time you played them in that game, not including the playoff game. They won the playoff game. They got that. Credit to them. They got the playoff game in the Superdome. The regular season goes to you. So, I don't need to keep crap talking back and forth to Tampa Bay people about the matchup. Just, when the time comes, you're going to see who's the great. But don't, please, y'all, don't. And I know it's not y'all. Please don't take delight in players getting hurt. That is terrible, man. That's awful. Young blood, see, I envision Peyton Turner getting pressures and sacks on Brady. Yeah, it's going to, man, listen, I done said this before all the injuries and stuff start happening to people. Is the fact that the Saints are built to rush the passer, not just on the edges, because we get lost in the edge talk with Peyton Turner, Granderson, Cam Jordan. But don't forget, the Saints are now built sturdily inside to rush the passer. So not only do they stuff you in the center, but these guys are not just guys that just stuff up the hole so you can't run there. These are also penetrators, like David Onyemata. It takes 2 people to block him. If you put Kentavious Street next to David Onyemata and they're super violent. Their hands are flailing, they're strong, and it's tough to do something with them guys. And when you got guys rushing the passer doing that, and they strong, and then they come off the field and you put in the backups like the Shy Tuttles or with Shy starting, and you put in then you put in a guy like Kentavious Street or Shy Tuttle, Malcolm Roach. You throw Jordan Jackson, Elbert Huggins in that mix. These are guys that are really good reserve defensive linemen because they give you a good push, a short burst. Like you take these guys and you put them in, and then they play hard in that short burst, and then you sit them down, put the starters back in, and then they come back and they good burst players, good burst role players. They come in there and they just give you everything they got in that short burst to allow the starters to kind of gain some win. You see what I'm saying? So the Saints got a good layer leveled, and I kept saying, family, the Saints coming at you in waves. Meaning when the starters take a breather, the backups come in with the pressure. The pressure never stops, even though the starters are out. And the Saints defensive line believe that they can sack the quarterback every time the ball is snapped. And that is a very unique mindset to have. They really do believe this, that they can sack you every time the ball is snapped. Even though if they can't do it, that's one thing. But the reality is that they believe that they can. That's insane to me. And that's what makes a great championship level defense, is they really truly think that they can get to your ass every time you snap the ball. So yeah, that's big. All right, so family, let me get into it, man. Let me get ready here. And I'm gonna share this with you. We're gonna play this Nick Wright thing for the family. So yeah, I'm gonna react to what Nick Wright was saying about the black and gold, and this one right here. I hear it, so I know T Dirt is listening and the family members listening. There's well over 200 of us in the building. Do me a favor that's right, Anthony. The pressure don't ever stop. That's right. It don't ever stop. And if you're a guy that can't get out the way, you're in trouble. So anyway, what's up, Tedra? Big ups to you. All right, what's up? Dag Fly Drip Flam. All right, that Fly Drip family. What's up, fam? Appreciate you joining us. What's up, Muse? What's up, Queen? Good to see you in the building. Much love to you. Yeah, didn't Brady break a? Yeah, he broke that tablet in that. It was that. Wasn't that the blanking game when Sean Payton wasn't there? We had Dennis Allen in there. But anyway, let's get to this. And this is rather interesting, family. So let me just play this and then y'all put one in the chat if y'all can hear that. We're gonna go through this. I'm gonna react to this. Here we go.
I blame Wilds for this. Why, Brew?
I just gave it to your dumb ass. And it is what it is. Dark horse, and I mean anybody can do that, man. Anybody pull up the definition of dark horse. I'm gonna say it one more again to the people in the back. Dark horse.
Dark horse.
A candidate or competitor about whom little is known, but who unexpectedly wins or succeeds. That's the definition of a dark horse. So once again, the Who Dat Nation, we thread the needle. Once again, we slap the hell out of fools that don't know what they're talking about. And how do we do it? We do it with the facts. We do it with the stats. You know, and we do research. We provide receipts on the Sports Coma, man. The Sports Coma put chumps like Nick Wright to sleep, and all these fake commentators, man, that suckered and conned these networks into hiring their asses. Because most of these people, they never played football before. They don't know how to catch a ball, but they profess to want to talk about football and know what it's all about, and about picking teams, looking at teams. Before you start talking all this madness about teams, you need to do research. You don't get up there and start talking about people's clubs without doing a proper amount of research, and then pretending like you don't know what the meaning of words are. You're a tramp for that. You're a scumbag for that. So I mean, outside of that, it's just another guy that we took apart, man. It's just more scum like that. So I would caution a lot of the people that are pro Tom Brady, because that's all this is Tom Brady worship, is that they need to stop taking the Who Dat Nation in the black and gold for undervaluing, underestimating them. That's what it is. So yeah, it's what it is, fam. So yeah, it is awful. But a lot of it ties around Jameis Winston, the fact that they disrespect Jameis Winston so much, the Who Dat Nation been disrespected. That's why the Sports Coma and other great platforms like my boy Nola Bros and the Keeping It Real podcast and the rest of the family members that rock with the Coma and it's in the Sports Coma family is here speaking up for the Who Dat Nation and protecting the Who Dat Nation, standing up for the Who Dat Nation, because you know you don't hear none of the other media apparatuses countering these people, do you? Somebody got to counter them. So support the family members that is doing that work. All right, so with that being said, I'm gonna pop out on that, fam. Listen, I appreciate each and every last one of y'all. Well over 200 of us in it. Please feel free to smash the hell out that like button for your boy, as we covered quite a few topics on this episode of the show. Of course, we know Friday's an off day for the Saints. They'll return back on Monday for practice. We'll also be back here on Monday with more Saint talk and see what's going on in the Who Dat Nation, the black and gold. But yeah, this has been a very eventful day, and we had a very eventful night as well. So I hope you guys continue to have a great weekend as well. And listen, y'all keep y'all heads up on this thing. Feel free, family, to check out the Linktree description, the link in the description section below for all our information for websites, contact information, merch, and everything is in our Linktree, nice and organized. The link is in the description section below for the Jameis Fate shirts and the Trust the DA shirts and all other merch for the Sports Coma to help the platform. You can feel free to check that. It'll be in that Linktree link. Also, feel free to subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and feel free to share the show's link on your social media feed as well. Thank you, Prime, for hitting that subscribe button, and the rest of the Kevin, 3 more hours, no sir. That'll be about it right there, my friend. So nah, Tramal, 24 hours stream. All right, so with that being said, I'm gonna pop out on that. Much love to the fam, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good, Monday. Y'all have a good weekend. Peace and Who Dat.
Yeah. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports Coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, 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 Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. I thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shame for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy, then you probably smell the crooked referees or Roger Goodell. Buggy like this, and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Daily.com. That's right, the WhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, WhoThatDaily.com is your site. The WhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. Check out the Pro Shop. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. Check out the Pro Shop and Who That too.